Hi, this is Michael. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing an oracle card reading for the energy of the collective for the waning moon phase of the current lunar cycle. The waning moon is the period between the full moon and the new moon, when the illuminated area of the moon is becoming smaller. Overall, the waning phase is a time for releasing, regrouping, introspection, healing, and rest. The waning moon truly encompasses three phases: the Waning Gibbous, also known as the Disseminating Phase, the last quarter, also known as the third quarter, and the Waning Crescent, also known as the Balsamic Phase. This collective reading covers the entire waning moon phase, but more specifically for the period of June 21st through June 30th. This waning phase starts with the moon in Aquarius, and then it will be moving through Pisces, Aries, Taurus, and then Gemini. We're currently in the disseminating phase, and it can be tempting to fall into a slump during this time, especially if the results of your intentions and goals were not immediately seen with the full moon. If that's the case for you, it's best to keep your head high and just trust in the process. You can share with others what you may have learned from your experiences over the past couple of weeks. Go easy on yourself, accept what is, and begin regrouping. If you've been working hard on manifesting your dreams since the new moon, take some time now to enjoy a well-earned break. The disseminating phase isn't necessarily a time for outward action, but more so a time to start focusing inwards. Some extra meditation and introspection during this time would be beneficial. The waning phase in general is associated with letting go of what no longer serves you, so during this time, take a look at yourself and release any fears or self-limiting beliefs that may be holding you back. You could even do a simple releasing ritual to make a list of all the things that you wish to release, things like negative thought patterns, feelings, bad habits, unhealthy attachments. Light a candle or a fire, then meditate with the list in front of the fire, thinking about each item to be released, and then safely burn the list, and visualize all those things floating away with the smoke. I personally use tissue paper for this, as it burns the easiest. If you don't want to use fire, you could even just write your list and flush it down the toilet, visualizing all those things going down the drain, washing away, going back into Mother Earth for healing. Just be creative, but keep it simple. Whatever resonates with you. It's more about the visualization process and your intention behind the releasing ritual. The moon's releasing energy reaches its peak on the 25th with the last quarter, so this would be the perfect time to let go of any bad habits or addictions, and to remove yourself from any unhealthy situations or relationships. You can use this powerful energy to unburden yourself of all grudges, regrets, anger, and guilt. It's also a good time for settling disputes and making amends with others. So get closure by apologizing for anything you feel guilty for. Speak honestly with anyone you have unresolved issues with, and forgive yourself and others for any wrongdoing. Then once the balsamic phase starts, around the 28th-29th of June, it becomes a time for surrender, rest, and healing. The balsamic phase marks the end of the lunar cycle, so this is the time to fully surrender to the process, completely let go of all that no longer serves you, and make space for planting the seeds again at the time of the new moon, which will be just around the corner. You can use the last of the moon's waning energy for purification and cleansing, so clear out stale energy and create space for the new by focusing on meditation, self-analysis, and inner reflection, and also by decluttering and smudging your home with things like sage, palo santo, sweetgrass. This final phase is about rest and relaxation in order to allow yourself to heal and fully prepare for the upcoming new moon. So with all that being said, let's get started with the collective reading and see what the cards have to tell us. And I've laid out a card here to assist with the energy of the reading. It's the Waning Moon card from the Moonology Oracle deck. And the message here is, what do you need to release? What do you need to release? And for the reading today, I'll be using the Divine Dog Wisdom cards from Randy Crutcher and Barb Horn. I already meditated and shuffled before starting, but we'll go ahead and give it another quick shuffle here. And just a reminder that this is a general reading, so all of it may not resonate with you. Just take whatever does and leave the rest. And once again, this is going to be a collective oracle card reading for the waning moon phase of the current lunar cycle, which is specifically June 21st through June 30th. Alright, let's get started. Okay, for this first card, we're looking for what is the current energy of the collective. What is the current energy of the collective? And we've got self-worth. Love what you see. It's beautiful. So some of you could be feeling really good about yourself at the moment. You may feel like you're starting to find your place in the world, or starting to see what part you play or where you fit in. Some of you could be longing for or looking towards the future, feeling eager about that. Some of you could be feeling very proud, like you've had some recent achievement. Or some of you could have been working very hard recently, could be a little exhausted, a little tired, but you keep pressing on. Some of you may be seeing more harmony in your relationships, or you may be feeling better about your relationships. Or you could have recently gone through something that was exhausting, and now you're just kind of taking a rest from that, recuperating. Or some of you may not feel worthy of self-love, so that may be something you need to work on at this time. Showing your self-love, finding that self-worth. Okay, for this next card, what may be blocking the collective from stepping into their highest potential? Okay, we've got shame. Bad dog, no biscuit. So some of you may be feeling very shameful for things that you've done wrong recently. Maybe the way you've treated someone, or the way you handled a situation. Just might be really down on yourself about things, and just holding on to that. Or it could be something from your past that you maybe have done a long time ago and you still haven't quite gotten over it. Or it could be that some of you are having a hard time forgiving someone for what they did, and that may be holding you back from moving forward. Some of you could feel like there's something wrong with you, or that you're not worthy, or that you don't belong. So it could be those type of feelings that are holding you back. Some of you may have attempted to make some changes in your life, and you may be slipping back into old patterns, maybe feeling bad about that. Okay, for this next card, we're looking for how can we effectively release these blocks? How can we effectively release these blocks? And we've got action. Seize the day. So basically seeing or realizing that you're holding on to this shame, taking action to correct it, taking a leap of faith and forgiving others, or forgiving yourself. It's basically getting off your feet, actively working towards overcoming those blocks, getting a good grip on your issue and admitting it, owning up to it, freeing yourself of that bondage. And it may take you going above and beyond what you normally do, or what you would normally see yourself doing, in order to effectively release this. Okay, for this next card, we're looking for what habits or behaviors may be holding the collective back. And we've got protection. Put up your guard. It's cute. So what may be holding the collective back at this time? Protection. So some of you could have an issue with not opening up to others, not being open to others. You might have your guard up all the time. So you may need to focus on being more open, more socially receptive, opening your heart to others. Some of you may have an issue with codependency. You may feel the need to always be next to someone you love in order to feel happy. So that would definitely be an issue to work on. Some of you may have suppressed your inner child So it's bringing that inner child back, reconnecting with that inner child, finding more joy in your life that way. Some of you may be too protective of your loved ones or of yourself even. May not be getting the experiences, or they may not be getting the experiences they need because they feel sheltered. Or you could be in a relationship where someone's holding you back this way. So you may need to stand up for yourself, express how you want to experience life. That might be very specific for someone. Okay, for this next card, we're looking for what needs to be healed by the collective during this Waning Moon phase. What needs to be healed by the collective? And we've got joy. Find your bliss. So again, relating back to a comment I made on this card, finding and reconnecting with your inner child, learning to have fun, find joy in your life. You know, when you're a kid and you don't have all the burdens of the world, all the responsibilities weighing you down, how much fun we had back then. So it's reconnecting with that energy, reconnecting with that part of us. With the yellow here, it's finding the courage to be yourself, the courage to be happy. It is okay to be happy. Some of you may need to focus on or find your true passion, or what truly brings you joy. Think about what makes you happy. What is it that you do that makes you happy? And do that more often. Some of us may need to just live more carefree and unrestricted. Again, opening up like this card. It's also looking for and focusing on the things that make us happy, disregarding the things that don't bring us bliss. Just letting those worries fall aside, focusing on the joy. Some of you may have a block or imbalance in your solar plexus chakra, which may be holding you back from experiencing joy. So you may need to look into balancing that chakra. Okay, for this next card, we're looking for what adjustments should the collective make in order to prepare for the upcoming new moon. What adjustments should the collective make in order to prepare for the upcoming new moon? We've got listening. Pay close attention. So some of us need to really pay attention to our inner voice. We may need to listen more to our intuition. It's about focusing on the signs and synchronicities that our guides and angels may be showing us. It's also listening to your body and what your body may need at this time. You may need some extra rest or extra hydration. Just listening to those signs from your body. Some of you may need to pay closer attention to those that you're in relationships with and what they're wanting and needing at this time. Really listening to their needs, hearing them out. Or it could be with your coworkers even, or your clients. And it's also listening with an open mind, not judging others on what they say, or also not judging yourself on where your thoughts may go. And again, really opening up for others, being there for others, lending an ear. Okay, for this last card, we're looking for a message for the collective from the universe. Popped right out there. And we've got patience. Any day now. That may be a message for someone. Be patient, know that things are coming. And things may not have worked out for you this moon cycle, but keep setting those intentions, working on those intentions, and know that things will come. Some of you may need to work on visualizing your end goals, seeing the food on the plate in front of you. You may just need to stay positive and optimistic about your goals and desires. Those of you who may have some beef in your relationships, just having patience with those people, knowing that relief will come any day now. Some of you may be very eager about taking that next step in your life, so just knowing that you may need to reel it back a little, show a little more patience in your situation. It's also about not losing focus on those goals, keeping them in sight, and be sure to stay hungry, stay determined and motivated. It's also about dreaming big and not becoming complacent or satisfied with less than what you can achieve or less than your potential. Okay, so during this waning moon phase, we need to focus on releasing these feelings of shame, feelings of sadness, feelings of doubt, these feelings of abandonment, or these feelings of regret. We need to recognize those feelings and blocks, take ownership of those, do whatever we need to do to clear the air, to release those. And we should be really focused on our self-love, realizing our self-worth, being proud of who you are and what you stand for. Should also be focused on opening your heart to others, letting down your guard, and opening your ears to others, being there for them, listening to their issues, paying close attention to the details, showing that you care. We also need to focus on healing our inner child, finding that inner child again, reconnecting, rediscovering that bliss. We need to start living more carefree, not letting what others may think hold us back. Find the joy in life, what truly makes you happy. Pursue that. And as we're waiting on the new moon, this is a time for introspection. So we need to take a look at ourselves. Should release any grudges or things we may be holding on to. And during that introspection, it's also about listening or paying close attention to your inner voice, your intuition, learning what may be truly important for you to focus on, or may need to really focus on breaking free of whatever's holding you back. And as we near the end of the cycle, it's also a time of surrender, rest, and healing. So it's not being disappointed or down about what hasn't manifested yet. It's having patience, knowing that the time will come. But instead of getting caught up on what could have been or what hasn't happened, you should just fully surrender to the process. Instead, focus on what you need to release and letting go of that. Instead, focusing on the positivity. So it's about not giving up hope, knowing that things will come to be. Allow yourself time to rest and heal. But in the back of your mind, you should stay hungry, stay determined on those goals and desires, knowing that you deserve more, that you deserve better. But also knowing that this isn't the time of the lunar cycle to focus on action. It's more of a time to be patient, trust in the process, releasing whatever you need to release. So when the new moon does come, you'll be fully rested, eager and ready to start working on those dreams again. Alright, so that's my reading for this waning moon phase. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in.